Hello, everyone. As you might have noticed, there is no gameplay footage of what I am about to talk about, as you can quite clearly see on the screen. This is because the game in question has tortured me with bad memories, terrible experiences, is not so great communities, is not a whole lot of things to really do, and scars that run deep. Very, very deep. The game in question I'm talking about is, of course, the Swedish block game Minecraft, and I welcome you along to the Minecraft Retrospective. So, as you might have realized if you have been paying attention to the channel for a while, you may have noticed that all Birchcraft stuff has been pulled from the channel. There is a very good reason for that, which I will get to in a bit. But first, let's talk about the game itself. Minecraft on the surface seems like an innocent game. You go in and fill around with blocks, defeat enemies, and do whatever you want in your own little sandbox world. Regardless if you play in creative mode and you build whatever the hell you want, do whatever the hell you want, or if you play on survival mode and actually try to play the game somewhat legitimately and go and fight all the game's bosses, including the Ender Dragon, who is the endgame boss in Minecraft, to whatever you want to do. The world of Minecraft is literally your oyster. But single player, albeit a little lonely, isn't the feature of today's video. The single player mode is perfectly fine on its own, and while it is kind of lonely, you can get at least a little bit of enjoyment of it. Oh no. No, 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 no. The one thing that has driven me away from Minecraft and pretty much pulled the plug on Birchcraft in general is the multiplayer mode. In multiplayer, you can join third-party servers, or more official servers such as like Hypixel, Mineplex, like more official servers from Mojang themselves, the creators of the game, etc. And this is where the problem lies, because most of the servers are quote unquote third party. Mojang has their hands tied behind their back with a very heavy duty rope. In other words, if you run into a bad server, good freaking luck, because you're not going to be able to get help from Mojang themselves. But in any case, my experiences with Minecraft start from back in 2017, when my good friend DVD, always known as Noble Xenon, got me the game back at the beginning of 2017. I didn't join the server, which I will keep all server names anonymous from here on out, just for anonymity and the fact that mentioning them will just bring back too many bad memories. And anyways, the server I first joined was a city building server where you got to go in, apply to become a full-fledged member instead of a guest, and just build your own city while obliging by the server rules. Doesn't seem that bad, right? Well, for me personally, at first, no, it wasn't that bad. The people were relatively nice at the start. I was able to get going relatively early, and I managed to make it through the first couple of member ranks, which aren't hard to get. Because it's basically like hey, be in the server for X amount of time, build a house or house in a business, and then you can start planning on building your own cities. Not that bad. However, there's one thing that quickly became prominent as the months went on was the fact that the community quickly changed for the worse. Now, I'm not going to talk shit about certain members and stuff like that, not only because of anonymity, but because I don't want to alienate anyone. And this is a video not meant to attack people or the servers in question or anything. This is just me explaining why I'm not going to do Minecraft content from here on forth. Anyways, in the summer of 2017, a Minecraft Spleef League was opened on that server. Now, if you're not familiar with Minecraft Spleef is a game where you use shovels in order to dig out snow from underneath your opponent's feet, and you have to make them drop either into the void in some minigame servers, or even in the case of this one, into harmless water. The league itself was pretty fun and all, but as I played on, things progressively got worse. Not only were the ranks started to get much harder to achieve because you have to do much more complicated things or have a lot more veteranosity on the server, but you also have to start making your actual town. And this is where my problems with that particular server came into play, and what started the snowball effect. It was here that Minecraft itself was like a TV show that jumped the shark, for those of you who know your terminology. For those who don't know, it peaked, they jumped the shark, and then it just started going downhill from there. But like all good jump the shark analogies, this one was quite gradual. Well, as I made my way up the ranks, not only were the rules becoming more strict in terms of towns and stuff, but also the fact that the community started to show its unruly characters, which started really, dragging things down, to say the very least. I won't go into too much detail, but in short, in towards the end of 2017, as I made my way up towards the higher ranks, I was stopped by the server's then more lax approach to the higher ranks, and I was just like, okay, I can work on this. But unfortunately, nothing was done for many years. Well, not quite many, but it just took a very long time for things to happen. And then everything just quickly got worse because not only did the rules get more strict, right, and the community progressively fell off a cliff, but the server staff, administrators, and the owner themselves started really cracking down on the old guard and started making things much worse. In 2018, I tried to rejoin the Spleef League again, but I was quickly stopped in my place because, again, the community. So I did not play on the server for a whole 2 years. Up until deep into the pandemic. During this time, the server quickly slid down a slippery slope to hell. I rejoined briefly during the pandemic, but I chose the worst time to do that because the community was in absolute turmoil involving controversy. And it didn't take me long before I was driven from the server again. And it didn't help either that 2020 itself was also pretty shit in terms of the second half of the year, but that's not what this video is about. We then moved towards 2021, where I joined the Spleef League one last time, and tried to enjoy. And in 2021, the server was supposedly shutting down for good, so I figured, why not just go for one last ride, and if it doesn't work, then at least I'll have the comfort of knowing that the server will shut down, and I can at least move on from there. That didn't work out very well at all. Not only did I undergo more of the same turmoil as before, but as the year 2021 started to come to a close, things just kept going worse. More turmoil, more controversy, and the owner threatening to shut down the server earlier than anyone can hope for. And then the server just underwent a mass exodus as as everything got a lot more strict, stringent, and the fact that no one wanted to deal with the bullcrap anymore. I myself was included in that because I left the server for good in November 2021 after much disagreements with the server staff, and being involved in my own controversy. And the worst part, the server owner looked at all the damage that was done both self-inflicted and inflicted by the community as a whole. And instead of pulling the plug, they decided to keep the server going because they thought they did a good job of getting the server back to its former glory. This is a very serious problem because if a server owner or any sort of high-ranking officials threatens to shut something down and people leave in droves, and then said official or owner or just reopens everything and removes the threat entirely because they think they did a good job. It's like that Obama meme where Obama gives himself a medal. It's just unbelievably ridiculous because it's like why go through all that trouble? Why go through all that fear mongering? For what? Just get a sick kick out of everything? Yeah, it's safe to say the multiplayer really killed any sort of momentum for me. I mean, I did revisited Birchcraft Season 1, but I never could do Season 2 because of things not only in real life, but because of the game itself getting progressively worse and worse and worse. I tried one last time to join a different city building server in 2022, but that didn't really work out too well either because it was just more of the same crap. More turmoil, more controversy, see, and then just to add the cherry on top of to add the cherry on top of the icing, on top of the cow pie, which is basically cow shit. And I got involved in controversy again, and just a couple of months ago. Go back in January. Again, I won't give any excessive details, but let's just say I tried to make a spleef league of my own, it did not work, and then someone else stole my idea, made the spleef league happen, and all I got from it was an autistic meltdown, and everyone basically painting me like I was a she devil. It's just I was alienated, I was bullied, I was just victimized against. I was just everything except happy to keep playing the same game that I was playing for almost 6 years up to that point. And at that point, I just said, enough was enough. Enough. So last month, I just stopped playing the game entirely. Just after my 6th anniversary of the game, of having the game. It was just awful. And that's why I also canceled the Birchcraft. And this then now leads us back to Birchcraft, and the main thing why you're probably here in the first place if you watch this far into the video. I'll just speak plainly and bluntly. Birchcraft is fucking dead. And Birchcraft is cancelled. Why? Okay, well, it's simple. When a game tortures you for 6 years of my nearly 27 years on this planet, based off of just crap communities, these terrible experiences, being cyberbullied, being traumatized because of friggin' of just fucking assholes. There, I said it. And just overall, just having the game get progressively worse because I couldn't just enjoy the game without someone breathing down my neck and biting my ear off if I did even the slightest thing wrong. It just drains the inspiration out. And what makes it even worse was that one thing that I forgot to mention was that both of the servers, to one extent or the other, were heavily fixated on realism. I mean, you expect realism because, um, you have to build up cities and stuff like that look somewhat realistic to what you see in real life. But the problem is that the servers were a little too strict in terms of what was considered to be a realistic city. The first server was, much worse cousin of the two because as if he did something that was even slightly, just slightly unrealistic, you would get hounded and chewed out for having something that was just ever so slightly, and I mean ever so slightly, like just barely out of the realm of what would be considered realistic and realistic and you know, just yeah, it's just agonizing. Just the sheer hyperfixation on realism and functionality was just utterly ridiculous. The other server wasn't quite as bad, but as I saw the changes stuff like adding new ranks and stuff like that that pretty much mirrored the first server, I saw the writing on the wall along with that controversy. Hey, I was gonna have to go through the same shit again if I wanted to do a similar thing as in the first server. Or it just wasn't worth it. It's just not worth it to keep playing a game that has repeatedly, and I mean repeatedly, really mocked me, traumatized me, and basically bullied me just because as, oh, you're not realistic enough. Get the fuck out of here. I just can't deal with the shit anymore. I can't deal with the turmoil. I can't deal with the controversy. I can't deal with the pain. I can't deal with the bullying. And I sure as hell can't deal with literally every single little thing I do being scrutinized. It's like I'm constantly having to defend off OSHA investigators to make sure that every single goddamn thing was to regulations. And if even one thing was slightly against the regulations, and your ass would be on the ground all red from the ass whooping you would receive from just being ever so slightly off. I can't deal with that anymore. And that's the reason why Birchcraft came to a standstill, because of all those negative experiences, all that traumatization, all that bullying, all that super hyper fixation on realism, and the fact that I couldn't find another place that even came close to being more chill and stuff like that, where I could hide into a retreat and stuff like that. And it was it was it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. It was just awful. And I'm not even going to get into the other communities I was a part of that also did the exact same thing, because let's face it, they're not worth my breath anymore. Because as other than those two servers, I was involved in different SMPs and everything that I couldn't really that I recorded back on the old channel, and everything else now lost to the annals of YouTube history, and it's just not worth it for me to uh, go through all those other communities and pad out the link for this video, because it's just the same shit. Me getting traumatized, bullied, and victimized, and it's because people decided to be bullies, assholes, and just generally wanted to keep stabbing me in the back until my back was completely red, just as red as my ass. I just can't take it anymore, and that's why I have to make this announcement that there's not going to be any more Minecraft content. Period. I can't play the game without getting any sort of negative whiplash, regardless if that's reliving negative flashbacks, negative experiences, is being reminded of all the shit I had to go through. I just can't and just go in, either have fun in single player or have fun with my friends in the Minecraft Realms feature, or without being constantly reminded of the painful past of what has been this past 6 years of Minecraft. I just can't. So I hope you are all understanding about the fact that Birchcraft is fucking dead. Dead. It just I just can't deal with it anymore. And to Noble Xenon, if you're watching this video, oh, I know this is not what the hell you intended when you got me the game back in 2017. I mean, when you got me that game, neither one of us expected that this game would take 6 years to completely screw me over or in every single way and every single possible method and out of every single goddamn orifice. It's just unbelievably painful, and I feel so bad that you basically spent the $26.99 to get me the game, and then the game just decided to screw me over for 6 years. Years. And like I said, you didn't know that. You didn't know it would turn out this way. I didn't know it would turn out this way. No one knew it would turn out this way until 6 years later, when I basically had to pull the plug on everything Minecraft related, like on the channel and in general. So you, Noble Xenon, um, I'm sorry. And the rest of you, I'm also sorry, because that just means less content coming through the pipeline as I'm trying to figure things out. So will this affect the other? So on a bit of a slightly lighter note, will this affect anything in terms of the rest of the content I have prepared? Not really. I still have to I still have to set things up for the all purple amethyst marble race season. And Let's Play Open Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 will still be up and running as per usual. Well, but now without the Minecraft stuff from here on I'll need to try to figure out something to fill in the gap, regardless if that's just trying to stream a little bit more regularly, or just trying to find something else to cover, because as it stands right now, there's really not a whole lot that's going to come through the pipelines. I mean, I could go back to the speed running and do Lone Cart 8 Classic, and get that out of the way. But it's just going to be the same slog as it was last year. Just me posting in clips varying from like about a minute up to like a half an hour, just me playing the same game over and over and over again. Make me look like the poster child for the definition of insanity. Just doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results every time, and having to deal with the game's not only more garbage AI, but also more garbage physics compared to the Lone Cart 8 Deluxe. So, once again, and I do apologize for everything. And for those of you who skipped to the end of the video, I'm just going to provide a very brief summary. Right, all Minecraft content and is canceled. All that's gone. Birchcraft is dead. The other content will not be affected. And I'll just have to figure out something else to fill in the gap left by the game itself, by Minecraft itself. Whatever that game is, I have no idea, but it will have to be something different, something that can try to fill in whatever gap Minecraft left on the channel. So, in any case, I thank you all for joining me on the Minecraft Retrospective. I apologize for the lack of gameplay footage, but I really did not want to relive negative memories for a game like this. I would like to thank all of you for watching, and if you want to support the channel, you can check out the Patreon in the link below. And I will see you all in the next video, which hopefully will be much, much, much lighter than this bleak retrospective. Thank you for joining along for the journey of Minecraft itself. Until next time, ciao.